More light illuminates their imperfections, hence their attempts to dull your shine. Light 'em up.
My name and flowers grew right out the brown soil. My vision's clear as glass, the robe is purple satin plus the crown's royal. Allow me to give you a demonstration. Holding your breath, waiting for me to fail only brings hyperventilation. See, I'm a soldier that's ready for any situation. So me and life double dated my trials and tribulations. Won't be remembered for not speaking out. I Google map my whole approach, so I chose not to take the peaceful route. I promise I can't make this shit up. I shed a tear, then use the mic stand to hold my chin up. They plot and strategize on different ways to make me give up. That's easier said than done, like a woman that's 9 months pregnant doing sit-ups. Yeah, I read the book of life, defeat was never in my story. Just brutal fights on the battlefield is bloody and gory. Showing off is a fool's idea of glory. Call me foolish, stand in the clutch, I make them drop like I was Robert Ory. See, in this world you gotta sink or swim. Boy, I'm a legend, when I die my presence never will be felt again. This greatness rare, but see, I kept it in. Isolation in the demons, guardian angels been my only friend. I've been at war with myself in silence. Had a mental malfunction, forced to go into hiding. For powerless like
right now, cause then you gonna understand, whoever get in my way, I'ma dog walk their ass.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we do that again. Why not? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you already know who it is. It's your boy, Big Mike Raider. We're here in the building, man. We got 32 so far. Let's warm it up. We're going to warm it up. Shout out to everybody that's in the building right now. We got some things to talk about. Man, we got some rumors out there, man. The streets are hot with rumors surrounding Trey Hendrickson becoming a Raider. Hey, we'll talk about it a little bit. We're also going to talk about some more trade rumors or speculation, right? Particularly regarding Aiden O'Connell. You know, there's been some talks, some rumblings around these YouTube streets, particularly about, you know, shipping Aiden O'Connell and possibly getting a particular quarterback in Indianapolis. We'll talk about that one. And also, guys, we're going to talk about the possible contract dispute with the Raiders and Jakobi Meyers. Do we have a problem here? Hey, we'll talk about it. We'll get into it. But, guys, before we get into anything, we got 39 in the building. I need for you guys to like the thumb, hit the sub, and share it with your folks. Man, yo, shout out to everybody that's been showing support in the last 28 days. The channel's jumped 400 subscribers. We're rolling right now on all cylinders. I appreciate you guys, and it's thanks to you guys. And also, don't forget it, man. Shout out to CGR for this one. If you want to become a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, go ahead and hit that link right there, CGR's link, or hit the link up top, man. It's the best way to support what we got going on over here at Big Mike Raider. Welcome aboard in advance, man. We got plenty to talk about. Shout out to you guys. Of course, we got CGR in the building. We got Martin in the building. Salute to you. We got I Am Hilltop in the building. Says salute and respect Big Mike. Are the silver and black execs ready to rock the NFL with the monster trade? We'll see, man. We got to talk about it. We're going to talk about it for sure. We got 49 in the building. Let's warm this thing up. Mark Salters in the building. Salute to you, man. And once again, there's the link right there if you want to become a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, man. Let's get it. And speaking of members, we got Low Life Rev in the building, a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet. Once we get to 100 members, guys, I told you, we're doing a giveaway. So make sure you guys, hey, share with your folks, let people know, become a member. It's going to be worth your while. 100 members, we're doing a members-only show, and we're doing a giveaway, man. So, hey, make sure you're there, man. We got Ron Justice in the building. Salute to you. We got My 2 Cents, another member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, man. Salute to you. We got Raider Ryan. All the green dots are in the building. Let me see. We got Louis G. Salute Big Mike and Nation, man. My 2 cents. Appreciate you, man. Louis G, appreciate you. We got David Infante in the building. Raiders. We're going to heat this thing up, man, in just a second. I got to acknowledge the greatest chat in all of YouTube. You guys get this thing done, man. I appreciate you guys, man. We got Andre Cross in the building, man. Big Mike, salute my brother. Raiders, man. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate the support. Man, we got pride and purpose in the building, man. Salute to you. Salute to the chat. Shad Owen in the building. Let me see. We got the president of the Get Off My Lawn gang, Dan Tessier. Salute to you, man. Always showing support, always showing love. Member of the Green Dot Gang, Isaiah R., another member. Salute to you, man. John B. in the building. Big Mike Raider. You know what's up, man. Let me see who else is in here. Then we got Ain't No Way in the building. Robert LaCroix in the building. What's up, Big Mike in the nation, man? Salute to you. We got the Detroit God in the building. Salute, Mike, man. Salute to you, bro. Let me see. We got Jeffrey Jefferson in the building. Salute to you, man. And we got Hug D's in the building, the gout extraordinaire. Salute to you, man. Thanks for popping in, bro. Let me see. One of the mod fathers in here. Let me see. We got Edgar V. What's happening, man? Salute to you, bro. Andrade Strong. Salute Big Mike in the chat. Raiders tuning in from the end of my work day. Aloha. Let me see. And it looks like we got already a $2 haymaker from L Rocket 75. There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And he says, acknowledge me, sir. You have been acknowledged. L Rocket is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you, man. Let me see who else we got. We got Rick Simmons in the building. We got Joseph C. in the house, man. Hey, let me know where you guys are listening from. Let me know. Hey, Raider Nation is worldwide. Show the chat, show the world where you guys are listening from. I need to hear it, man. Let me hear it, man. Let me hear where you guys are listening from, and we're going to get this thing warmed up as you guys put that in the chat. 62 in the building. Man, Accelerator from Milwaukee, man. I know we're going to get some more people representing where they're from, man. Raider Nation is worldwide. Space Beast is in the building, man, from outer space. There we go. My 2 cents. Oregon in the house, man. Tulare, California, man. For Low Life Rev, man. Salute to you. Let me see. Mark Salter. Hi from Hell's Kitchen, NYC. Salute, man. I love it. Let me see. Space Beast from Cali. Let me see. Accelerator from Antarctica, man. Chilling with the penguins and everything. Stockton, California in the house. Nevada City in the house. Greenland. Mahopac, New York. That's a new one right there. The legendary Sean Johnson in the building from East Coast, Jersey. There we go. We got Accelerator to the North Pole. Dan Tessier. Orange, California, OC in the house right now. John B. from Ohio. We got Orange County, New York. We got a West Coast, Orange County, and East Coast, Orange County, man. Orange County is representing, man. Let me see. Sacramento, California, by way of Richmond. There you go. Pride and Purpose in the building. We got Robert Cisneros from Bellflower, California, man. There you go. We got John Clark from Montana with the Buffaloes. Where the Buffaloes roam. At least I think. I don't know. Anyway, we got Mario Jr., Anaheim, California, representing the 714. I believe that's 714. We got Lake Elsinore in the house, man. Area 51, Accelerator. Man, South City 650 for Raider Brian. Damian DeHayward, Macamento. I love it, man. Let me see. Big Mike's driveway. Man, don't get too, you know what? Pause. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say, but yeah, you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to do that. Make sure you knock first. We got food. 73 in the building. Placenta Sam's Club in the OC, man. Shout out to Sam's Club, man. Let me see. Sandy Bands, what's up? Salute, Big Mike. This Raiders with attitude checking in from Oakland, Oaktown in the house, man. I love it. And we got Hug D's with the $10 haymaker. Bye. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big Mike, feet soaking in Epsom salt and those little fish. Yo, I got that done. Yo, real talk, I got that done in Thailand where the little fish like bite at your feet, like all the dead skin. I got that done. Like, no lie, bro. Dude, actually low-key in the massage parlor room and kicked the lady out for the show. Raiders all day, man. Salute to you from the massage parlor, man. Hopefully, you know, I don't know, depending on how you feel about it, a happy endings in your future, man. But if not, man, just enjoy those fish, getting the gout out of your system, man. Salute to you, and salute to Hug D's for the $10 haymaker. We got Eric 213, Tucson, Arizona, Scotty Z from the beautiful City of Roses, Dina Cali, baby, 626 representing. I love it. I'm from Pasadena, by the way. We got Ain't No Way 24. Salute. Let me see. St. Petersburg, 727. DeMarcus Webb from Las Vegas, man. We got this thing warmed up just fine. Accelerators really from Milwaukee. I appreciate that, man. Ghost Raider in the building. Not the toe-sucking fish. This is about to get unhinged. I digress. Yes, I got that done in Thailand before. That is a true story. He was talking about me. You must know a lot about me, man, because I really got that done in Thailand. No joke. Man, let me see. Rorschach Raider in the building says Big Mike got the gout out of his system in the Philippines. What the hell? Oh, man. Yeah, it's that secret cure right there, man. We got Keno in the building, Raider Reigns, Tribal Chief, the Raider Reigns in here, man. You have been acknowledged. Let me see. And then my guy, Yaya Hautamaki in the building. Salute, Mike, and salute to the chat. All right, let's warm this thing up. We got 85 in the building. We got plenty to talk about, guys. Let's warm this thing up. All right. Hey, there's rumors out there. The Raiders are considered the front runners to land Bengals superstar Trey Hendrickson, an NFL executive told our own Hondo Carpenter. Hey, he says in a conversation with an NFL executive on Tuesday, I was informed, Hondo says, I have no doubt the Raiders are the front runners. Tom Brady and Mark Davis want to win now. And John Spytek has no fear when it comes to making bold moves. The kid, who is Hendrickson, is 30 years old. Your judgment, whether you want to say he's a kid or not, 30 years old, he can still ball, right? That move is the mentality of Pete Carroll. He's not afraid of anything that can improve the team. Guys, this is one of those wild rumors that we see year after year. But something tells me, guys, that this is a real one. This means something. We've heard this in years prior, right? Somebody's coming here. It's going to happen, this and that. The rumors swirl and all this stuff. I think this is a legit rumor, right? Just because of the front office we got. Spytek constantly trying to make things move, right? Tom Brady, there's an aura about Tom Brady, right? He walked down that hallway on Saturday looking like the reincarnation of Al Davis. And I can't believe I'm saying it about Tom Brady. It's crazy. But there's an aura about him. People want to come play for the Raiders. And Pete Carroll wants to win now. He's trying to find the best possible way to win. And if he has to go outside and put his head together with the front office and get, the guy that we can to kind of set our team over to the top, he's going to do it. I believe that. And Trey Hendrickson, he's that guy, right? We're going to get into some stats. I'll say this about it. I think that if we get that money back from Christian Wilkins, this is an excellent trade. I think this is a trade that if we do make the trade, this will be good for the team. Now, we have seen already what Malcolm Kuntz kind of is bringing to the table so far this preseason. Now, it's a small sample size, so I'm not ready to jump the gun yet. But he doesn't look like the guy we're expecting him to look like so far, right? It's only 2 games. It's kind of hard to say. Things are vanilla. I get it. But, my issue with Malcolm Kuntz has been last year he got injured with the ACL injury. And then in the 2023 season, that last half of that 2023 season, he started turning it on. And I'm not saying that he can't do it again. It's such a small sample size to be like, this is for sure our starting guy, and we need to roll with this guy. But I'll tell you what, Trey Hendrickson on this squad it will be nice on the other side of Max Crosby, which in turn will free up those interior linemen to make plays, make sacks, and really get the team off the field, the defense off the field. It will be a big difference maker, and I think the money will be right. I think his dead cap hit, if we do take him on, it's like a little over 18 million this year. He's going to want somewhere between, my speculation, 28 to 30 million. I don't think he should get paid more than Max Crosby. I don't think he will. I don't think the Raiders will allow that. But, 28 to 30 million. And especially, like I said, if we get that money back from Christian Wilkins, it kind of evens out. We pay a little bit more, but we end up getting a guy at the higher echelon of defensive linemen. So what do you guys think about Trey Hendrickson getting traded? I'm going to talk about how a trade will look, right? And a lot of people want to talk about Malcolm Kuntz, but I'm going to talk about another guy that could be a good fit for a trade for our guy Hendrickson. So let me hear what you guys think, man. Let me hear before we get into the next part of this show, man. Shout out to you guys. We got 94 in the building, man. You guys know the deal. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Troy Gill says, you see Raiders making moves to help team. Yeah, it's looking good. I hope it breaks. We've already broke two. We had two breaking shows where we broke some news here. So third time would be a charm. That would be great. I'll tell you this, guys. I'll be on for as long as you want me to be on if we get Trey Hendrickson tonight. I'll pull a Mitchell Renz tonight, all right? If we get Trey Hendrickson, man. How about that? Is that a deal? Let me know. Let me know if you guys are all right with that. John B., I don't think Raiders trade for Trey. Max has been hyping up Kuntz all offseason. Hey, two things could be true, right? We could keep Kuntz, and we can also get Trey Hendrickson. I'm just saying, right? But we'll talk about what I'm kind of seeing how a trade will look, right? Mark Salter, in Trey, we trust. Let's go. I love it, man. I love it. I hope it happens. Accelerator. Brady is a legit Raider mentality. People just call him a prima donna because he's good looking and has a lot of success. But he's no wuss. He has the right mentality for the Raiders. Yeah, I would never in my wildest dreams that I thought that I would ever say positive things about Tom Brady, let alone saying that he's a Raider and he fits. But you're absolutely right. I agree with you, man. I would have never thought, though. If you'd have told me that 5 years ago, I would have been like, you lost your damn mind. Real talk. Justin Finney says Malcolm isn't recovered. Yeah, it kind of looks like that a little bit. Shout out to Hug D's. Let Malcolm get back into football shape. Leave the poor man alone. Hey, I'm not ready to let him go. I'm just saying that we don't have a big enough sample size to be like, this is the guy that we should be 100% committed to be our starter on the other side. That's all I'm saying. Now, kind of have him coming, in as a reserve. Now that's a different story, right? I think that would be a good move for Malcolm Kuntz. Change of pace type of guy. Give Max Crosby a breath because he shouldn't be playing 95 to 100% of the snaps like he used to. We need to kind of limit Max Crosby a little bit in the snap count. He always plays the most snaps in the NFL, and we kind of have to tone that down a little bit. We need to reserve Max Crosby as he gets into his middle stage of his career, prime, and things like that. We have to preserve that. We can't have him going out there balls to the wall 100% of the time. We need to give him a breath, and I think Malcolm Kuntz will be a good change of pace for him. But we'll talk a little bit about the trade, right? I just want to hear what you guys have to say about that. He just got back recently. Kuntz give him more time. He's betting on himself. Usually those guys deliver. That is true. I'm not giving up on him, man. Trust me. Shout out to Sandy Bands. I think we would have a better chance of trading. Yeah, we're the front runners, so we'll see, man. Yeah, some pause worthiness in the building, man. You already know, Hug. The pause police is here. Hey, let me see. We got Ghost Raider. Them two would be nasty. It would be crazy, man. Let me see. Tyrie, even though I don't want to, and we're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. Sandy Bands in the building. Kuntz just needs his confidence back. Yeah, it might take some time for sure, man. Mario Jr., member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, says give them Tyrie and a second and a third. We're on the same page, Mario Jr. We're on the same page. Let's see. Carlos in Fuego, Big Mike, who's your 53? Just win, baby, and commitment to excellence. Raider Nation for life. 53, man. I can't. That would be a long-winded thing, but I'll tell you a little bit later who I think is on the bubble and who we need to be really looking out for in this game against the Cardinals. And maybe Friday we'll do a game preview, and then I'll give you my 53-man roster. How about that? Sounds like a good idea, man. Carlos and Fuego in the building. Let me see. We got Reese Rock, Brady did get his woman snatched by another man, learning BJ and BJJ. That's a bad way to learn how to do a BJ. That is a bad way to learn that. That's for sure, man. Let me see. My 2 cents as Hendrickson fits. No doubt, man, for sure. We got, let's let Malcolm get back up to speed already. It takes a lot to get the confidence back after an injury like that. Yeah, that's no doubt, man. You got to, injuries. If you've been injured before with a serious injury, you know how hard it is to kind of get back and kind of be confident in your body to do things it used to. And sometimes, unfortunately, you don't get back to do the things that you used to do. But these athletes have top-of-the-line training and rehab and things like that. And I trust that he will get back to where he was. But my issue with the thing is we only saw a small sample size of him being very successful, and that was in 2023. Now it's for 8 games. It's hard for me to be like, I'm 100% sold on Malcolm Kuntz being that starter on the other side. I'm okay with picking up a Trey Hendrickson and also keeping Malcolm Kuntz, but we'll talk about it, man. Let me see. I'm going to get through a few more comments, and then we're going to get into who I think would be a great trade candidate for Hendrickson. Let me see. We got Lucky T in the building, man. Salute to you, man. Thanks for popping in, man. We got 114 in the building. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Accelerator would love Trey here. 30 ain't no ripe old age in the NFL anymore. He's still very much in his prime. I think we got a good solid 3 to 4 years with him, man, if we do get him. Let me see. 3 times is the charm. No doubt, man. I hope so. There is nowhere in football universe that Jesus himself allows us to have Trey Hendrickson and Max on the same team. That's like asking for a tug from your best friend's wife. You know what? Hey, in some places, you all you gotta do is ask, man. I mean, I've seen crazier things, man. Hey, trust me, man. Hey, just saying. Big John, I think Kuntz is just in his own head. He needs to trust he's ready. Yeah. It takes some time for sure, man. Man, we got Luis HHG. I think that's how you say it. What up, Mike? Gout gang in the building. Gout gangs. Let me see them feet up in the chat, man. Let me see them feet emojis. Hey, man, if you're on X, man, jump on over to YouTube and, man, become a member if you can, man. That'd be great, man. Salute to you. Thanks for the support over on X, man. And if you guys are on X listening, come bounce over to YouTube, man, and support the channel, man. I appreciate it. And if this is your first time here, man, don't let it be your last. Hit that sub button. Let me see. We got the legendary Sean Johnson. He says, strong front 4 helps your DBs out. We have young guys, time to develop, less pressure on the secondary. Yeah, that is true. Man, we got Ant in the building, man. The gray dot extraordinaire, man. Become a member, motherfucker. Become a member. We're about to get blocked. Pride and purpose, man. He says if we get Hendrickson, get ready for us to break the penalty record. NFL won't allow this. Yeah, maybe old Raiders. I feel you though, man. I like to put my tinfoil hat on from time to time with the Raiders. So trust me, I get where you're coming from. Trust me, I do. We got Huey P in the building, man. Salute to you, man. We got Dan Tessier. He says I used to pull my Mitchell when I was young. I have no idea what a Mitchell is. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know, Dan. Super Omnicron. Brady kind of low key, but I saw that white Raider jacket when walking through the tunnel, man. That shit was cold, bro. It was cold. It was cold. Let me see. We got Sandy Bands. We have a better chance of trading Tyrie for Trey Hendrickson. Yes. Then we do trading Malcolm or for Trey. Even though I don't want to do that, it looks like Tyrie's finally turning the corner, getting his groove. So, now that you say that, right? Guys, you guys need to help me. I need some help to we got to be the presidents of the Tyrie Wilson fan club. Hype up Tyrie Wilson as much as you can. There's a lot of news, positive news coming out of camp. Tyrie Wilson looking as good as better as ever, man. He's in the best shape of his life. He's putting up great. reps in training camp. He looks good in the preseason. I think this guy is going to be up for a career year. Tyrie Wilson, a career year. Man, a team would be lucky to have Tyrie Wilson this year, right? Let's check out some of his highlights. There you go. Shout out to Graf, man. Hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing this one. But Tyrie Wilson right here, man. Let me see. Let me turn the sound off because I don't want to get hit with anything. So there you go. Look at Tyrie Wilson right there with the bull rush right there, getting after the quarterback. Now he's head up on that guard right there. More bull rush. I think this is the same play over and over. But hey, we're going to act like it's multiple plays. How about this right here? Tyrie Wilson once again. Man, he kept doing this over and over and over. Man, Tyrie Wilson is going to have a career year, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here to be the president of the Tyrie Wilson fan club. And you know why? Because Tyrie Wilson would be a great candidate to trade for Trey Hendrickson. Let me know what you think. Tyrie Wilson in a second for Trey Hendrickson. Tyrie Wilson, hey, Bengals fans, this dude is a diamond in the rough. He's seeming to find his stride with the Raiders. He's starting to come around, right? He's putting up great bull rushes. He's very versatile. He can play an edge, and he can play the defensive tackle position. You can move him from 1 to 5. Hell, put him at the 0 technique. He can fill double gaps. He can do it all. Hey, Tyrie Wilson is a great candidate for a trade to you Bengals fans right here. You guys won't be missing out on anything, man. How about we give Tyrie Wilson and a second for Trey Hendrickson? How do you feel about that one, guys? Because, you know, Tyrie Wilson's great, so great, and I think it's a 50-50 even trade. We're actually losing in this trade, guys, to be honest with you. Hope you guys get the sarcasm on that one. But we're losing in this trade. Tyrie Wilson for Trey Hendrickson. Let me know what you think, man. But we got somebody special in the building, man. The gout extraordinaire in the building. Here we go. The king of New Jersey himself. Wasted talent.
Bro, why do I gotta be the gout extraordinaire? I mean, how did y'all just put that on me? That's crazy, bro.
So, hey, bro, man, good to see you, man. We got 124 in the building, man. And look, I'm saying that I want to be a president of the Tyrie Wilson fan club, right? I think he's going to have an excellent season. I think he's versatile from the 0 to the 5. I think that he's going to be a great replacement for the Cincinnati Bengals for Trey Hendrickson.
Man, listen.
What do you think?
Look, man, whether he plays for the Raiders, you know, and, you know, to be honest with you, that whole Trey Hendrickson thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I take that with a grain of salt.
Okay.
There are reports that are coming out, but you know, who's this executive that told, no disrespect to Hondo, right? But Hondo, a lot of the times, and I'm just going to be honest, like that one thing I told myself this season is that I am not going to be as politically correct as I normally am. Okay. I'm just going to be for real. A lot of times Hondo writes a lot of bullshit. Whew. A lot of bullshit, right? And he throws baloney against the wall to see if it can stick. So, man, you know, to me, I believe that when I see it, right? Now, as far as Tyrie Wilson, I fully believe he's going to be a Raider. And I think he's going to have a tremendous season. And I'm praying that he has a tremendous season, man, because you have people who actually know where to put him, right? The guy even said himself, man, like as long as he can play and use power, that's where his strength lies. You know, they're not really they're putting him at that 3 tech, and that's really where he. And it's funny, man. When he was drafted, Mike said this when he was drafted that he could be a 3 technique because he doesn't really have a developed pass rush ensemble. He doesn't have a move set, really. To be honest with you, he hasn't developed that yet. Him playing closer to the center is better for him. It's better for him, man. Him being out on the edge and stuff like that, I think he's going to develop that. But I think he's going to definitely, you know, really pay dividends for us being that defensive tackle, that Heiberg, Justin Tuck, Michael Bennett kind of guy.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you for putting the fire out and putting a wet blanket over the whole situation. I appreciate you for that.
Well, that's what I do. I'm the wet blanket king. Rewind it.
Hey, but a lot of people are thinking the same way as you, and everybody's saying shout out to you, man, in the chat. But a lot of people are really down for not Tyrie Wilson, but Trey Hendrickson coming over to the Raiders. There's a lot of people, but we got guys like Coach. He's saying, hey, thank you for speaking bluntly. There's some people saying that this is, old Sour Socks is not really, saying the truth here. And he's, like you said, throwing baloney and sticking to the wall and see if it sticks. So there is almost like, I wouldn't say a split, but there is a 50-50, people are saying, yeah, it could be legit. And it's bullshit, basically. So
the one thing that's legit is finding a team that can play ball with the Bengals, right? And kind of capitulate to what they're asking for. Like, thing is, why does it have to be Tyrie Wilson, right? It could be Malcolm Kuntz.
Yeah.
Now the thing for me is that they're saying they want a one and they want a player.
Right.
And then now we gotta pay this guy too. There's no freaking way. There's no way, man, because listen, it's one thing to give up draft capital. It's another thing to give up a young player. It's a whole nother thing for them to be asking for a first round pick and this year and next year. And then we still have to pay this guy. And this guy, really, be honest with you, really should be making almost as much as Max Crosby, if not the same thing. Like, he's that level of passer. This guy has 17.5 sacks 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
This is a significant move, right? Like, there are some that say that, the asking price from, and Graffin, we're talking about it today. He was saying that, how if he were to go out and he's going to make a trade, he would go out and make a trade from Micah Parsons. And I that ideology on the surface, for me, I agree with, right? But I don't, because the fact that Micah Parsons is in a little room, there's only 4 guys in it. And it's Max, it's Micah, it's Myles Garrett, and it's TJ Watt. And in that little room, for you to get one of those guys, that starting price is 3 first-round picks. 3.
Yeah,
so listen, we've seen players come to the Raiders that are all pros, never had injury issues, great guys, and it just somehow just doesn't work out. And now you got to pay the guy, you got to eat the contract when you move him on, and then you can't even rebuild because you've given out 3 first-round picks. 3 first-round picks represents probably 8 years of your franchise. So that's the delineation between him and Hendricks. With Hendricks, I think that because there is a need to move him along, and the fact that he's on the wrong side of 30, you won't have to pay as much to get him.
Right.
And Mike Brown's notoriously a cheap owner. And this is a guy that ponied up cash for Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. So I don't necessarily know if he's willing to pay the because the hang up is, and I don't know if everybody really knows this, right? I want to fill you guys in a little bit. The hang up with Hendrickson is not the years and it's not the number. It's the guaranteed money.
Right.
And the reason why the guaranteed money is significant is because owners have to have a certain amount of that money in escrow. I think they have to have almost 60% of it. If I'm not wrong, it might be more than that. But the owner has to have that money in escrow to have the contract be ratified. That's part and parcel of the reason why Mark Davis financially okayed the deal to move Khalil Mack. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When it happened, I blamed John Gruden a lot. But when I looked into it back then, I stopped blaming Gruden because Mark was trying to move the Raiders and he didn't have the liquid money to keep Khalil Mack on the premises. He couldn't just kick it down. Khalil Mack wasn't willing to play ball with him. He wanted his money now because he said, you paid a coach $100 million. I want my money. And that's the problem with Hendrickson. And I think that's going to be the issue. I think he will get moved. The Bengals have to move him because I don't think Mike Brown has the money.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. One of the poorest teams in the NFL right now. Hold that thought. I got one question to ask you, but I want to get into what Daniel M said. He says this team isn't a Trey Hendrickson away, though. Still need a few pieces, so it'll be hard to give up capital for a player that doesn't get us to the Super Bowl. The depth looks horrendous. Do you agree with that? I tend to agree just a little bit. I agree a little bit. There's a lot of potential, and we're talking about. I even think, and that leads to the question I was going to ask you. I even think we got this high hopes for Malcolm Kuntz to do what he did in 2023, and we talked about this before, where we looked at Malcolm Kuntz was like, "Hey, bro, you only did 8 games of this. We didn't before that. You weren't doing much." And then those 8 games you did some, and then you got hurt in 2024. Is our stock a little too high on Malcolm Kuntz?
100%. But because and I know that it is hard to come back from a lower extremity injury, right? To get the confidence in your body. I've had a lower extremity injury. I had a knee injury when I was playing, right? And I was never the same again, right? And the thing is that this is a guy who relies on his wheels. He's relying on these wheels, right? He's getting cut blocked and stuff like that, right? So we don't know. It normally takes 2 years to really fully recover from the kind of injury that he has. And we're expecting for him to just hit the ground running here. And I think that was part and parcel to the reason why the Raiders weren't willing to sign right back up for another helping in Malcolm Kuntz. This is a prove it year in more ways than one, not just from a number perspective, but how healthy can you be? How explosive do you look? You lose some explosion when you get hurt like the way he did, right? So from that prism, he's going to have to show us, because listen, it's not missed on me that he hasn't really made a significant play all offseason playing preseason. It's not missed on me because everyone's making plays. Yeah, you got Carter making plays. You got Snowden making plays. You got guys making plays. Guys are making plays all over the place, and not Malcolm Kuntz. And nobody's doubling him, and he's getting vanilla, and he's playing against some guys who might not be in the league in a year. So to me, that's an indictment on how healthy he is. Now, I want to see how he plays. And then another thing about Malcolm Kuntz is a lot of his production came in 8 games, right? And then in the 8 games, it wasn't in all of them. It was only a couple. He kind of got a bunch of sacks and bunches. I think he had a game with like 3 sacks, if I'm not mistaken. I got to go look, right? But it's that too, right? So for me, right, when people say this stuff about Hendrickson and they're like, "Oh, we're not a Hendrickson away," right? It's not that we're a Hendrickson away. It's the fact that we need some definites on this team. Mike, you just hit on it. Like, this team has a lot of question marks, like a lot. We have a lot of hopium. There's a lot of guys. Oh, Trey Tucker looks great. Oh, Dante Thornton looks awesome. This person looks that. Listen, at the end of the day, we don't have a lot of definites, man. You got you got Brock Bowers, and you got Max Crosby, and then you going down the line from there, right? You don't have a team. Good teams, when you look over at the Chiefs, when you look over at the Chargers, they got some definites on that roster, bro. You got guys that you circle, and you're like, and even the Denver Broncos, they have people that you circle and you're like, that guy's an all-pro. That guy's this guy's that. We don't have that here. What we have Raider dysmorphia. We're like hoping that these guys are going to be good, and we don't really know. Now, what Trey Hendrickson gives you is he gives you a definite. He gives you a guy that is an all-pro guy that is next to Max Crosby. You don't got to wonder if he's an all-pro, right? And that's what we thought we had with Christian Wilkins. That's what we thought we had.
Yeah, so you're right. You're right.
That's the piece of it, and it's not like you got to give the world up to get him, right? I believe because of the situation that the Bengals are in financially, and the fact that it is a known fact that they have to move on from this guy, it is a different ball game at that point. I believe that you could say, "Hey, man, listen, you want this player? Say, for instance, we do give up Tyrie. This guy was the 7th pick in the draft. This should be even Stevens. So listen, this is a guy right here that's not going to demand a whole lot. He has a very high ceiling, right? You guys are going to get off the hook for that money. We're going to pay the freight for the money, right? We're picking up everything. Take this 3rd round pick and get out of my face. Because I'm not giving you more than that. Because listen, like my father used to say, you can take a wish in one hand and a crap in the other, see which comes first. You can want and you can demand, but what you actually get in the end is something totally different.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Hey, shout out to Reese Rock with the $2 haymaker, man. There you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There you go. Tyrie was number 7 overall, top 100, 2025. Jay Carter, number 43. I don't know what list you're looking at, but shout out to you, man, for the $2 haymaker. Shout out to Reese Rock. We had another one too. Let me scroll down. This is a dope picture. Campfire wasted with
crazy,
a $2 haymaker, man. Shout out to you.
Only you could prevent forest fires.
Right, yeah, Smokey the Bear right there, man. Gather around the PFP, everyone. I mean, campfire. I don't know what a PFP is, but gather around it, man. You know what a PFP is, man? I don't know, man.
The PFP, man. I don't know what the F they talking about. Send that man to the gulags. Get him the F up.
Hey, send him to the gulags, man. You know that they'll be sent to the gulags on your show, man.
Yeah. You can't send.
Yeah, they good over here, man. This is a judge-free zone over here, man. Let me see. We got 164 in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We're cooking with wasted talent, man. I got another question for you, bro. I saw your video today on possibly trading for
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. Great video, by the way. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out, man. If any mods are in there, man, go put that up in the link. Go hit up Wasted's video on the possible trade for, or yes or no, whether you think we should trade for Anthony Richardson. You kind of stole my thunder. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
I did.
Yeah, we were gonna talk. Bro, come on. We were gonna talk about it on the show, and you brought up excellent points. The same points that I wanted to bring up. I wanted to bring up kind of the pros and cons about it, right? And particularly, a lot of people are going straight to the cons of bringing in Anthony Richardson. Everybody knows his stats are horrible. You brought it up. He's like at the bottom of the league in every statistical category, analytics possible, right? But one thing I do want to highlight, and I'm not saying that I think that it would be a good fit for the Raiders. I don't know. But what I can say is that this is a perfect fit for him if he is to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Considering that you got a Pete Carroll who, like you said, is a guy that can really do well with that mobile quarterback and get him good to go and get him conditioned and ready to eventually become a starter, right?
Yeah.
And who better to kind of mentor him than a Geno Smith, right? Another guy that people wrote off early on. Another thing that I don't know if you brought it up, but the dude's 23 years old, bro.
Yeah, I definitely brought it up, bro. I mean, look, This is a guy who is younger than several starting quarterbacks. And I don't know if you probably didn't get that deep into the video, but he's younger than Bo Nix. He's younger than CJ Stroud. He's younger than Caleb Williams. He's actually younger than Tyler Shuck. We know because he's like 35 years old. He's younger than Shedeur Sanders, and he's younger than Dylan Gabriel. Right. So, and when people talk about contractually, his contract is like next to nothing, man. He's getting his contract's gonna be like $1 million. I gotta look at his contract, but it's not a whole lot, right? So what you're essentially getting is you're getting a plus athlete that you're developing, and if it doesn't work, he could just walk out the door and you have nothing. You have nothing to pay him. This is like Wasted says all the time, nothing but right. And to be honest with you, when I look at this and I spoke about this on my short, this is the exact same scenario of Trey Lance.
Yep. Yeah.
This is the Trey Lance thing all over again. The only difference is that Trey Lance was a pick higher, and the 49ers gave up a ton to move up to get him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the thing. You know, people like Josie says, you know, you want to quit or this, that, the third. Look, bro, we all fall short of glory, right? But what I want is I want for the Raiders to kind of go back to some of what made Al great in his early years, not going out and trading draft capital for a guy who's washed and trying to rehabilitate him, giving him the environment and put him in his position to be successful. So what you have is you have a mentor who has some athletic skills like Geno Smith, right? Who's went through some issues, who could show this kid how to prepare. You have a guy like Chip Kelly who knows how to use you, who knows how to develop that kind of talent. Like, people don't understand. Let's look at when Chip Kelly was at his best. When do you think Chip Kelly was at his best? At Oregon, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Who was his quarterback at Oregon?
Was it Mariota? Right. Mariota was there.
Yeah, Mariota. He had a couple of guys, right? He always had mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He always had mobile quarterbacks. That was the thing that Chip Kelly is a guy that, man, listen, if you give him a mobile quarterback, he's going to craft everything around that guy. Yeah. So this is the perfect situation for him. Now, there's another good situation for him, the Rams, right? Sean McVay is the quarterback whisperer, right? The Vikings is also another good spot for him.
Yeah. Right,
because that kid, Kevin O'Connell, he's phenomenal with quarterbacks. But this is one of the top 3 scenarios for AR5, right? That the only thing is, it does not going to cost what people think. To me, if I spent a 4th or 5th round pick on Cam Miller, why would I not? When did we take Cam Miller in the 6th, the 5th or the 6th this year?
6th,
the 6th round, right? So if I spent that on Cam Miller, right, I'm okay giving up a 4th for a guy who was a top 5 pick and trying to develop that. I'm all right with giving up a 4th round pick. You can get a 4th round pick for a half-eaten sandwich. Bring the guy in. Bring him in, man.
I agree with you. I agree with you. A lot of people don't. And I think a lot of people don't because it kind of triggers that Raiders PTSD, particularly surrounding a guy like Jamarcus Russell. A lot of people are comparing him, even outside of the Raiders realm, of being another Jamarcus Russell bust type of guy, right? What would you say to people who think that he's a Jamarcus Russell 2.0, as I saw in the chat?
Bro, I think the only thing that is similar about A Rich and Jamarcus Russell is their skin color. That's it. And I hate when people do stuff like that. Like, this kid is in shape. He's trying. He's working hard. You know, he's not on drugs, right? He's watching film. He's trying. The thing is that he was overdrafted. And that's just one of the main problems with this draft process, because he was taken 4th, right? Everybody puts that on him when he really should have been a 3rd round pick. That guy only started 13 games in college.
Yeah.
He started 13 games at the University of Florida, right? Yeah. So that is, you know, that right there is criminal for him to be taken that high. Let's be for real. We spoke about it when he was coming out, because that was like your first year podcasting full time. And we talked about it in mock drafts. We, you know, on every mock draft simulator, Anthony Richardson was going, and we would get him in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think what happened was people fell in love with his attributes in the underwear Olympics, and they went crazy. They went crazy. And that he had one of those, he had one of them combines, because it's only happened a few times in combine history, right? Where you get a guy that comes out of nowhere. Back in the day, Mike Mamula for the Eagles. So it's a couple of people where this kind of stuff has happened, where they go and they tear the combine up and people lose their minds. That's not his fault, man.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And here's another thing, and let me know if you agree with this one, right? A lot of these quarterbacks come into the draft, come into the NFL these days, especially one that are like highly regarded, like Anthony Richardson was at that year, that he's supposed to be a plug and play guy. And the problem with that is that they're not developing these guys the way they used to at the college level, right? Nope. They're looking at the sideline for the play. They don't necessarily know how to read defenses. And when you get to the NFL, you got to start learning that. So you're behind in the curve right off the jump, right? And as opposed to like maybe 20, 30 years ago, when you had guys coming out of college like, you know, Dan Marino and a bunch of these guys that were coming out, you know, even 20 years ago, they were ready to go almost first, second year because they were reading defenses. They could go through progressions and things like that. These quarterbacks don't do that anymore. So in turn, I think it's good for us to kind of take our time with a lot of quarterbacks before we throw them out there. And I think that we see that example with Geno Smith. You know, later on in his career, he did what it takes to become an NFL pro quarterback, right? Yeah. Who's to say that a guy like, you know, Richardson in 2, 3, 4 years with some good development can turn into another guy that's similar to Geno Smith? What do you think about that, man?
100%. Because look, let me tell you something, man. There is a lot of things like people will say, well, you know, like Hug said, you know, they're sharing the same 7 brain cells, right? Mm-hmm. These guys are not dumb guys. There are not 30 people in the world who can run the NFL offense at a high level. There's only a couple of guys in the world who can run an NFL offense at a high level. Now, when you talk about this kid, like I said before, right, and you touched on something that Tom Brady talks about. Old school football, you got a complete picture, because if you didn't know how to call the offense, you didn't have somebody in your head giving you the play. Remember that? You didn't have all that. Even back in the day, I remember when the whole wristband became a thing.
Yeah.
That was like the little cheat sheet. I think they start doing that with John Elway or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. You were a linebacker. Were you taught to kind of rip that off the quarterback if you get to him?
Yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And bro, in my day, that wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a thing till my junior year. It wasn't even a thing. Having a place on your wristband, that wasn't even a thing, bro. Yeah. So you got to look at it from this prism. You have guys who are not being prepared to be pros. And that started with, I'm going to be real with you, that started with guys like Steve Spurrier and Urban Meyer. They weren't preparing you to be an NFL quarterback. They were preparing you to win in their system in college.
Absolutely.
That is the way. And I can't just put that on them guys, because you had guys before that, guys like Barry Switzer and stuff, where they weren't, they wanted you to be good in their system. Bobby Bowden, same thing. We want you to be a good college quarterback. We're not concerned about where you go after this. We ain't concerned about that. We're not trying to make you a pro quarterback or better pro. Urban Meyer never did that with Tim Tebow. And I'm gonna be real with you. When you see what happened with Anthony Richardson, bro, he was a 2-read quarterback in college.
Yep.
Primary read, secondary read, take off and run.
Yep.
That's what it was. So when you say that about him, that's the way Vince Young was brought up in college. That a lot of these guys, bro. So you got to understand something. It's reps. The reason why Dan Marino was Dan Marino, because when he was at Pitt, he was running a pro style offense with Johnny Majors. Pro style offense. That's the thing about Pitt. Pitt isn't a huge program, but there are some all time greats that have come out of Pitt.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, from Tony Dorsett to Aaron Donald. All of these guys, Darrell Revis, there's some great players that have come out of there. But when Dan Marino was there, Larry Fitz, they were throwing the ball all over the place when Marino was there. Yep. So when he came to the league, he hit the ground running. And you can see that now in the National Football League. Some of these guys that are coming in, look at their college tape and look at the level of responsibility they have at the line of scrimmage, and that'll give you a glimpse into how good they are. That's why I knew Geno Smith was going to be a good player. When he was at West Virginia, they were throwing the ball all over the place.
Oh, man. Yeah.
5,000 yards and shit like that when he was there. Excuse my language. But, with this kid, it's not that he's dumb. It's not a work ethic thing. It is the fact that he is green. He only played 13 games at Florida, and then he was injured. Because of the way they use him. They're like, oh, he can't stay healthy. Well, you're not going to stay healthy when they're using you like a glorified running back. Yep. There's only been one guy that was able to kind of get through that and do that. It's two guys, Cam Newton and Michael Vick.
Yep. And
Cam Newton was so much better of a thrower than this guy because he went to a junior college.
Yeah.
He developed his skills. And he developed it, and he became a hell of a passer too. We forget Cam Newton threw for almost 5,000 yards in rookie season, right? So look, man, this is the place. If you want to develop, this is the place, man, because you got the infrastructure to develop a young quarterback. This is not back in the day with Marcus Tulias-Sopo with a team that is the worst team in the National Football League, and then you try to throw him out there and call that development. That's not development.
Yep. And so let's talk about a little bit of reality of who we actually got, right? And shout out to the 199 in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. I'm not going through the chat as I used to because we got wasted in the building. We talking some ball, man. So sit back and enjoy it, man. And I'll acknowledge some of you guys as we keep rolling, man. But shout out to you guys. But let's get to some of the reality, right? We got Aiden O'Connell, we got Cam Miller, and a lot of people are talking about Cam Miller is that quarterback too. And I kind of was like, I was kind of ready for him to be that quarterback too. I pumped my brakes just a little bit because we even also talked about this before where, we've been in a situation to where we have a quarterback that we love and that we want to see on the field, and we send him out there too early, right? You can argue, say we did that with Derek Carr. We were talking about this a while back.
Yeah. You get the fight knocked out of him.
Right. So that could happen with a guy like Cam Miller. It knock on wood, if a guy like, Geno Smith goes down, right? So I think, barring a trade, Aiden O'Connell at that quarterback 2 for right now is the best move for us. What do you think about that?
I mean, anything beyond that is just us guesstimating. Look, yeah. I like what I see from Cam Miller from an athletic profile standpoint, right? Like just from pure athleticism, the arm, the feet, the speed, all of that. When I look at him and I look at Aiden O'Connell, it's like, okay, this is a different level of athlete. Yeah, there's stuff that I see him doing, like looking off, defenders and stuff, pump faking and going the other way. That reminds me a lot of some of the stuff Rich Gannon used to do. Like Cam Miller just naturally, God gave him a little bit more from an athletic standpoint than Aiden O'Connell. But it's about more than that, right? Like Aiden O'Connell is somebody that, if we're being honest, that we've actually seen take snaps in NFL games over 2 seasons. This is a guy that we know can play to a certain level. We don't think that he can take us to the promised land. But if Geno's down for 4 games and Aiden gets used and they call the game the right way for Aiden, he's a guy that you would think can win us 2 of those games, right? Yeah. The only problem that I'm seeing with Aiden O'Connell, and this is the reason why, if it's not Cam Miller, I would like to see them move on from Aiden O'Connell. It doesn't look like he fits really well with Chip Kelly does. Doesn't look that way. It looks like he has regressed mightily, right? Yeah. And the thing with Aiden O'Connell is, if he doesn't play under control, he doesn't play within himself, and he doesn't play, in a way where, he understands the whole picture, he is going to be horrendous. Because athletically, people talk about he has a cannon. He doesn't. People talk about his feet. He is one of the most pedestrian pocket passing quarterbacks I've seen in the last 5 years. So the thing is, if he doesn't understand what's going on the field from a schematic standpoint, and he doesn't fit in the offense, that means that he is going to be even worse than Cam Miller.
Yeah, I agree with you, particularly because it's like, we heard it from Pete Carroll that offense slows down tremendously when Aiden O'Connell's on the field. And that's a big problem to me, right? They want to run tempo, what it seems like. And once again, I said this to you at the beginning of the season. Once we hired Chip Kelly, Aiden O'Connell's not a fit here. I was like, we need to ship him off. And I thought for sure he was going to be shipped off once we got Chip Kelly. And it is proven to be right that he just simply isn't a fit here. But, for the sake of, like I talked to you about before, not rushing Cam Miller out there, put him in a situation where he has to be out there now. Yeah. You got to keep Aiden O'Connell for maybe just a year, or maybe see what happens next year. If maybe Cam Miller's ready next year, then maybe you can let Aiden O'Connell go in that situation.
Well, see, this is the thing, right? Why do we have this like sight blindness? Like there aren't other quarterbacks that are on the scrap heap who have played in the NFL. Like why? Like we spoke about this on my show, right? Is Jameis Winston really are the Giants keeping 3 quarterbacks? Are they going to be allowed to? Like, can they? So if Jameis Winston's out there, why would you not bring in Jay Boo? Yeah, former number 1 pick. He throws a lot of interceptions, but he's a much better quarterback than Aiden O'Connell. I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense not to do something like that, or Huntley or somebody like that. I just feel like at this point, right, Aiden O'Connell in Chip Kelly's offense is not a viable player in the National Football League. He's not. Yeah. Like you have to do so many things to make that work.
Yeah, I agree. And it's all about a system for him, right? And there's not too many systems these days. We're looking for a quarterback that's going to be a statue in the pocket. The only place I can think of is the Patriots. But are they looking for a backup quarterback at this point? That's the problem with Aiden O'Connell right now.
Yo, I mean, and then people talk about, you know, Kenny Pickett, guys like that. He might be available. The Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. You know, there are guys out there, but we're talking about a backup that has started that can win you games. So, you know, Cam Miller is the kind of kid that you could put in a practice squad and no one's gonna, you know, be running to to take him off your practice squad. You can leave him there and you can develop him. And you can, you know, the Cam Miller experiment, you can kick the can down to 2026.
Yep.
Or like 2027. But we're talking about this year, and we're talking about a situation where we're trying to establish something. We're talking about a situation where you have Geno Smith coming in. We're talking about a situation when you have a whole new regime that is trying to turn this thing around. We cannot have the bottom fall out of this season no matter who goes down. And you got to make sure that you outfit yourself with somebody who has some starting experience and that's credible in the National Football League.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. But shout out to 207 in the building, man. Make sure you guys like that thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks, man. I appreciate the support, man. Also, if you want to become a member of the Big Mike Raider Fleet, the link is at the top. It's the best way to support what we got going on over here at Big Mike Raider. I got one more thing I want to talk about with you, man. Hey, Jakobi Meyers, you know, it seems to be a snag in trade talks. There's reports saying that what was that?
That was my soundboard. Sorry.
Oh, wait, I was like, wait, what the hell was that? But you know, there's word out there that he's growing a little bit frustrated with the whole contract process and things like that. Should we be concerned? Is this something that we should be looking at? What do you think we're going to be doing with Jakobi Meyers moving forward?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike. It's only thing you can do is because you know none of us are in John Spytek's mix, right? The Raiders have one of the lowest, you know, as far as just from a payroll perspective, they have one of they're paying some of the least amount of money as if anybody in the league. One of the reasons why we don't have the most cap space is because of cap penalties. But we're not paying these guys a whole lot on this roster. You know, they're bargain basement shopping with this Raider roster. And there's not a whole lot of guys that are getting paid. You go and look, go and look on Spot Track and look at us and some of the guys that we're paying on this roster, as opposed to, you know, like, you know, Max is getting the bag, and at one time Christian Wilkins was getting the bag, but there's not a whole lot of people here getting the bag, right? And if I'm Jakobi Meyers, I'm like, well, shit, man. I mean, what else do I got to do for you guys to take care of me? But the problem with Jakobi Meyers is that he's a guy who in 1 year after Devontae Adams left gave you number one receiver production, but doesn't have the number one receiver skill set. And the Raiders really, if you look at what they did, this Raider regime they're not hard to figure out. I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't had a lot of drama, because you can clearly see what they're doing. Like you know, a lot of people with the JPJ thing, we were saying, oh, you know, Pete's just trying to motivate him. No, Pete's like, no, you're going to be a guard. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not playing. This is not John Gruden. This is not Ziegler and McDouchebag. This is not what we're dealing with here. We don't. It's not. You know, every 5 minutes things change. No, these guys they're very purposeful in everything they do. So let's look at what they've done. Right? What did they do in the draft? They drafted 2 wide receivers.
That's facts.
2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So apparently they thought that was a need. So apparently they wanted that to be a more explosive room, right? And then you have to look at the whole picture. They did not get rid of Michael Mayer. They probably want to keep him, right? Then you have Brock Bowers, who was in his 2nd year. Then around the 3rd year, you start thinking about getting him that contract. So you got to pay Brock Bowers, and Brock Bowers is not just a tight end. Brock Bowers is a weapon.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, I'm being real with you. I don't think they ever intended on paying Jakobi. The problem is that we're not a good enough team to allow guys that are playing well for us to just walk out the door. And what they need to do is they need to make a decision here. You know, listen, if his number is not something that they're willing to pay, then you need to make other arrangements. You might want to move him down. You might want to see whether you could swap him out for somebody that you might be cool with paying.
Right.
But what you can't let it happen is you can't let him get into a situation where right before we start the season or in the middle of the season, he's disgruntled and he's dragging the process down, because he's been a professional the whole way around. He's the only vet in that wide receiver room, and his knowledge is invaluable. And I'm not, listen, Philip Dorsett is a vet, but I'm talking about that's played at the level that he's played.
Right, right. You know what? I think that a guy like Jakobi Meyers is going to be one of those guys that we're going to miss him when he's gone, right?
Yeah, like Michael Crabtree.
Yeah, he's similar to a Michael Crabtree, and you're absolutely right. You kind of have to stick with the guys that you can't let go of a guy like that unless you shop him and get a trade going. Particularly, everybody's talking about Terry McLaurin and things like that, but that would be the type of move that would be almost, that I would be acceptable to do. But I mean, what do you think, man?
It's rough because are we there yet, right? Like, are we there where we want to pay?
We're not.
We're not there yet, bro. And then the thing with Jakobi Meyers, it's just a really, if we're taking the emotional part out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy who had no drops last year. He had 1,000 yards, right, for the first time in his career. Yep. And he had 87 receptions, right? So that's number one receiver production, but only 4 touchdowns. Yeah. So it's a conundrum, right? It's almost like imposter syndrome. Like and I can't call it imposter syndrome because it's like, I don't know if he believes deep down in his heart that he's that guy, but this is not a guy that you can pay probably what he's asking for. I think him and his management probably need to be a little real, right? Because let's look at what he's done throughout his career, right? Like his 2 years in Las Vegas, his first year in Las Vegas, he played 16 games. He had 71 receptions, 106 targets, 807 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Great season. Yeah.
Great season, but that's not number one guy. And that's playing with Devontae Adams, right? His second year here was last year, 87 receptions, and that's because Devontae was not here. He had, 129 targets. His targets is the most. That's one of the most times he's ever been targeted. That is the most time he's ever been targeted. He had 1 year in New England in 2021 where he got targeted 126 times, right? And he had 4 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Now, those are great numbers, but he's looking at himself, to me, right? And I don't know this to be true, right? But I think the hang up is probably that he's looking at himself. He's like, I'm the best receiver in the building. Pay me as such.
Yeah.
But the Raiders are looking at him like, hey, man, we just drafted 2 guys that are going to take your job. Jack Bech is the guy that we got our eggs in that, but he's the similar receiver. He's younger than you. We're cool. Yeah. Play your year out. We'll see you later. And I think the Raiders are probably going to take that approach with him.
Yeah, it's starting to look like that, especially if he's growing frustrated. If that is the truth, right? It's a report. I don't really hear too much, but I did see that out there in the world. So, take it for what you may. But I think that, you're right. 1 year, let him walk. And we'll see what we got with Jack Bech and Dante Thornton, which I think Dante Thornton is going to be special. I think he's going to be really special when it's all said and done. So, that's where we're at with that one. Do you see him getting shot via trade?
No.
You don't see? No? All right.
No, because it's like, for what, right? Like, look, the other team's going to have to pay him, right? And, he is under contract. And if the Raiders aren't going to be in the Jakobi Meyers business, he didn't hold out. They don't really have to move him. He gets nothing out of not playing this year. He has to play, because if he doesn't and he holds out, he has no leverage. He'll get even less than what he's getting now. So he's got to go out there and play. They know that. They know that they already drafted Jack Bech, right? Yep. And we're going to see a helping of Jack Bech this year. And I'm telling you now, from what I can see, Jack Bech is probably going to take a lot of his snaps. And I don't think the Raiders are going to give a damn. And I think this is going to turn into a situation where it's going to be a Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, and Jack Bech special this year with Brock Bowers, the leaders of the new school. And listen, man, he's going to be, taking off the greener pastures. That's just the way I see it. I don't see the Raiders keeping him in that room. I don't.
Man, no doubt, man. Hey, but shout out to 223 in the building, man. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. We got wasted talent in the building, my guy, bro. Thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for the
thank
support.
you for having me, bro. You know, listen, bro. I can't sleep, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I can't sleep. Can't sleep for a multitude of reasons, right? I'm having an issue where I can't sleep, and I'm having issues with my neck and stuff like that, and my breathing. But also, I can't sleep because I keep staring at the GPS, seeing where my daughter is.
Man, bro, I be losing a lot of sleep too, man.
Oh my God, bro, they down there now, man. I see it down there. They having the it's the first day of class down in the A. And they got this big ass party, and I'm just looking. I'm looking on a lot, and I can see the party and see all of the people. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just not, bro. I am not used. I'm not used to it yet, bro. I am in shambles, bro.
Man, yeah, that's got to be tough. I'll be next in due time, man. And I'm gonna have to take some advice from you though. But hey, shout out to Daniel Kim. Wasted, what date did you go on with JT the Brick? Talk about the JT the Brick experience, man. I listened to it. We previewed it. We showed over here on the channel, and I had to give you your flowers on that one, man. It was good. Tell everybody what it was about, like kind of behind the scenes and how that went, man.
Well, I think it was last Wednesday. I think it was last week. I went on there. Yeah, it was the 13th.
The 13th, second hour.
Yeah, it was in the second hour. Todd Marinovich was on. It was dope, man, because JT is a guy that for me, kind of in my journey and doing potting and things of that nature, is a guy that kind of, my guy LV, appreciate you, brother.
LV, man. LV.
Appreciate you, man. But bro, JT is a guy that I look to, and I'm like, man, he's a guy who was a professional. He was a stockbroker, and he left that career to get into this media space, and he's been the voice of the Raiders for a very, very long time, right? Yeah. And I started to see myself, I'm a professional, and I have a great career, and I've been there a long time. And as I go on, I'm like, man, this is a great space. I love doing this. And if I got the right opportunity, I probably would jump at it. Right. Yeah, so him and I start talking, and he came on my show, and I appreciated it. And he was like, man, listen, we got a lot of great chemistry. I want you to do a spot on my show. And, I'm going to have you on my program, my platform. And that was the first time that he brought me on. And it's great. And it's just the first of more to come. You know what I mean? Hopefully, we can continue to work together, and we continue to foster that relationship, man. Because listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This year, for me, the one thing that's been a big secret is that I've never really put my entire energy into doing this. And I know, I hate to say that publicly, but I'm just gonna be transparent. I've never really put my best effort forward with doing this podcast and being in this space. And this year, that's going to change.
Same here. We kind of on the same trajectory with that one, man.
Yeah,
but bro, I gotta give you your flowers, man. You did an excellent job. I know it's for about 6-7 minutes, man. Second hour JT the Brick Show last week, 8:13. If you guys want to check it out, you did great, man. Hey,
thanks, man.
And from somebody, a content creator who you helped come up, right? You brought me up in this whole thing, and somebody who takes Raiders football seriously and doing this content and delivering to the masses a product that I want to take serious, right? Same thing with you. We want to be taken serious. We have fun with it though, but at the end of the day, the information that we're getting out, we want to take serious. Bro, that was a landmark victory for content creators. Myself, Graf, Hammer, all the ShieldMore, bro. That was a landmark victory, and it's bigger than what you think, man. It legitimizes what we're doing here, man. And flowers off to you and salute, man. I had to tell you that in public, man.
Nah, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, bro. You know what's crazy, man? I just been looking at all of this stuff, man. And bro, not for nothing, man. And just humbly, our group, man. Yo, man, I don't care what nobody say, man. We do the damn thing, and we really love this team. And real rap, man, like that's the thing that's at the forefront of this. My love for this team, your love for this team, Graf's definitely his love for this team, and Hammer's love for this team, Andy's love for this team. That is what I think is at the center of all of this. And I'm not saying that we love the team more than others. I can't quantify how much, who loves what, but I'm gonna be real with you, bro. There are some people in this that are doing this because of what it can bring them. That is not what is here. What's here is a supreme love for the Raiders, and that's why it's easy for us. That's why it's fun. Like this is my idea of having a good time. Yeah. This is my idea of having a good time. That's why, like right now, we're doing this now. This is fun for me, man. This has always been fun for me. But this year, I want to take it. I want to take it to another level because I believe that that's one thing that's missing, right? I think it's sports media. The love is not there anymore. Everybody is a bunch of hot take artists. Everybody just wants to say things that make you click and not have any validity. People just want to say things to get you to believe in something, and then two hours later they want you to go against it because it gets them clicks. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in covering this team, helping, the image of the Raiders, bringing the most positive part of this team out to the masses. And I'm here to have fellowship with fellow Raider fans and give Raider fans a platform to come on and feel included. Like, yo, bro, the problem has always been the media is always against us. Everybody's always against us, bro. We can't get a fair shake anywhere, man. You get jackwhackers like Dan Orlovsky on ESPN. Oh, the Raiders. Stephen A. Screaming A. Smith talking bad about the Raiders. It's very few people in the media. I can name on my hand. Rich Eisen.
Was just talking about the Raiders a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Like Mike Florio's always shitting on the Raiders. Freaking Adam Schefter used to work for the Denver Broncos. I remember Al Davis checked him on that. People don't remember that. The Hall of Fame. Al Davis checked me. He goes, Adam, you never give us a fair shake. He goes, we know you used to work for the Broncos. You don't work for them anymore. Al Davis pressed this punk ass. I'm telling you right now, bro. It's only Louis Riddick and Rich Eisen. And then some of the people on Good Morning Football are the only ones who give the Raiders a fair shake. Everywhere else in the media, they dog us out. And I want to give us a place, and I know you want to. Graphic does that over at OLV, and Hammer does it. A place where, you're going to get the real deal. We're going to, look, we're not going to just kiss everybody's ass. We're going to tell you the real. But guess what? We're 100% Raider over here. We're never going to go out of our way to hurt this team or be dropping fictitious rumors about the team and trying to cause division with the fan base. We trying to bring the fan base together and give you the information, not affirmation. Gerald McCoy too, and I don't put Gerald McCoy up there because Gerald McCoy used to play for the Raiders. Right. I'm talking about guys that are media heads who are media guys. Like, and I know Louis Riddick used to play, and he was in it, but Louis Riddick's been in the media a very, very long time. Former players of the Raiders, James Jones, guys like that, they Maurice Jones-Drew, guys like that, they talk well about the Raiders. I'm talking about the media talking head guys.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Man, you said it perfectly, bro. But shout out to Hug D's for the $2 haymaker. Man, give it up to him. That $2 smack. Bye. There you go. Wasted loves me. You heard it here, man. Shout out to Hug D's.
You know what? Get the F up out of here, Hug D's. You know what? I'm actually hating on Hug D's. Hug D's has put me to shame in the gym. Put me to shame. He looks freaking great.
Yeah,
he looks great, bro. Like, Hug. The other day, Hug was showing his workout. I was like, I gotta get back on my game because me and Hug are peers. We're peers. It's not like I'm old man wasted to Hug. Like we're peers.
Right.
I got to get on my game like before, bro. Hug got me focused, bro. He got me focused, man. F that guy.
Man, stay, man. Hey, man, we gotta get on the Hug D's program, man. Shout out to you, bro. We got a couple of questions from the chat. You guys throw a couple of questions. We'll be on for about 5 more minutes, and we're about to call it right here, man. But
the train is going back into the train station.
Yeah, man. But 232 in the building, man. I appreciate all you guys' support. This is your first time here. Hopefully, it's not your last, man. The channel has been rolling, man. We're almost at 3,400. We got about 101 days. Crazy. We've been on fire lately. So, hey, appreciate the support so far. This is your first time. Become a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet. The link is at the top, and hit that sub button if this is your first time, man. I appreciate you guys. Let me hear some questions. If you don't have any questions, we're about to get out of here, man. We're about to get out of here.
I got one, man. I mean, do you think the Raiders make a move? You know, because there's a lot of movement that's been going. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. A lot of times we kind of get caught up in the Raider ethos, but there have been some moves that have been going. The Vikings made a move. The Saints made a move. People are starting to make moves. Do you see the Raiders getting in and double dutching their way into making some moves to shore up their secondary?
I think, particularly secondary. That's exactly where I think. And right now is the perfect time to do it because you have one more preseason game. They won't be showcased in that game. And then you have that good 10 days off. So it gives whoever you bring in time to kind of get acclimated to what's going on. So I think secondary is where we're gonna go, man. I think it's happening real soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens by the end of the week.
So is it Tyrie Wilson? Like, who is it?
Tyrie Wilson sounds good. That sounds like a good one. It's gonna be, I will say this, I think that it will be somebody that is a Pete Carroll guy. So Tyrie Wilson will be that's the prime one right there. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Man, I just saw a comment about Corey Littleton, man.
Oh, yesterday, bro. You know what's funny? I had to go back and watch my show because I was talking about Jakobi, and we were talking about Corey Littleton and guys that, bro, that joke was so funny, man. Yo, I was gonna clip it and put it as a short on social media, bro. It was so funny. I had to see your moment talking about Corey Littleton.
No, I saw it, bro. I was like, you went off on dude, and then you're like, wait, did I say that? That was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, it does. It does. Joseph C has the question, says, what are they going to do with Laki Tassi? He's getting an injury next week, wink, wink. I mean, we don't have to, give him the Raider scholarship because he's or do you think we got to do it?
Yeah, bro, dog. Come on, man. This dude put on pads 3 weeks ago.
I know, right?
And he could actually play and be effective in an NFL game. So if you keep that guy and develop that guy for a year, where do you think he's going to be in a year? This guy's a supremely talented athlete.
Yeah,
you can't let anybody get a chance to get their hands on that guy. I think he gets the Raider scholarship.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Dude he just needs to polish up some of the technique and he'll be good to go.
What?
Lose a little bit of weight and he'll be straight, man.
Oh my God. Yo, listen, all he got to do is run around the block a few times, bro.
Yeah, facts.
What is he? Was he 350?
360 or something like that. I like to see him about 335. That'll be solid.
335, 345. It depends on what he's playing, right? Like if he's playing defense, then 330. But if he's playing offensive line or something, 345.
Yeah,
you good to go.
Yeah, I agree. He's got good feet too. What do you think?
373. Whoa, they said that boy 373. That's a big boy, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. He needs to drop a little bit. That'll get him quicker too. So 350. I say 350.
Yeah, 373.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's a frightening human being, bro.
Yeah, man. What do you think we're gonna finish in the AFC West?
You know what's
brass tacks?
I think we're gonna finish second. And I'm not just saying that from a prism of I'm just being a fan. I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna win the division this year.
Who do you think?
I think it's going to be Denver or us. Okay. I think that the Chargers having an injury to their left tackle is going to be a major injury, right? And then you got Rashid Rice that's going to be out, right? You know, everybody talks about how fast Xavier Worthy is, but if you hit that kid, you're gonna break that kid into pieces. And I think the Chiefs are gonna have they're gonna have a hangover, man. Normally, when you lose a Super Bowl, there's a hangover. There are a lot of Super Bowl teams that lose. There's been kind of a trend of Super Bowl teams that once they lose the Super Bowl, not making the playoffs the next year. Yep. I think this might be Kansas City's year. And I know the great Patrick Mahomes is there, but when you see kind of how beatable they are, I think the Raiders gave people a blueprint, and the Eagles took it and improved upon it. And now you're going to have a situation where, people are hearing the fans talking. The legitimacy of the game is at stake. There's the officiating has really, since the league has gotten down with gambling and DraftKings and FanDuel and stuff like that, the legitimacy of sport is at stake. And I believe that them getting them calls and getting bailed out from New York, that stuff's not going to happen as much anymore. Their last Super Bowl year where they won, they got bailed out a hell of a lot. And last season, they got bailed out about 4 or 5 times, bro, where they should have lost. Even against us. Even against us. I don't think that's happening. They're not going to get that kind of praise and grace this year. I think, and I know y'all think I don't think the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs this year.
Where did they go? 15-2 last year? I think that was one of the worst 15-2 teams I've ever seen.
The worst 15-2 team ever. Yeah. 14-2. Any a 2-loss team, bro. I've never seen a less dominant 2-loss team in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Starting linebackers, what you think, bro?
I mean, you got to start with who they brought in free agency and who they traded for, right? So, E-Rob is definitely making it, right? Yeah. E-Rob, Pratt, start there. Yep. Devin White's definitely going to make it, right? Because Devin White has been balling, in practice. He brings that energy. He's he's exactly what you want if you're a coach. Jamal Adams has been a goddamn menace. Jamal Adams is definitely going to menace, and it is going to be Tommy Eichenberg. Yep. And I think that it's going to be Happy Trails and Mari Gaynor unless he can carve out a role on special teams. Yeah, I think Cody Lindenberg might make it as a special teamer.
I can see that. And I feel bad for Mari Gaynor. I don't know if it's just not clicking what was going on under Pete Carroll, but I had some high expectations for him. I thought he'd be in a good rotation to actually play this year, and we just haven't seen anything. They haven't talked about him at all camp.
No, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not going to make the team. No.
That's true.
It doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to make the team, right? Like that is a position of roles, right? And he's the kind of guy that, when he was at the University of North Carolina and when he was at Florida State, he played with his hand on the ground a lot. He's a bigger guy, he's a guy that is very versatile. And I believe when you have 2 defensive minds like Pete Carroll, it all depends on how many linebackers they are. They keeping 5 or they keeping 6? Yeah. I can only give you 5 right now. If they're keeping more than that, then they're going to have to get creative with the rest of the roster.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Name some guys that are kind of like camp on the bubble, right? Down to the wire, fighting for that final 53. Just name one, and then I'll give you one that I'm kind of paying attention to.
I mean, dude, you got guys like, like Carter Runyon. Carter Runyon is the guy. He's fighting. Cody Lindenberg is fighting. Andre Carter is definitely on the bubble. Andre Carter is a guy that is fighting for a job. I mean, he's one guy that I really, really, really want to see, man, because he's had some nice pass rushing plays this preseason, man. And the thing is that, some of these guys get into these preseason games and they flash for us, but we don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. Are they flashing on a day in and day out basis? How's their classroom work? How are their habits? How are they picking up on the defense? See, these are the things that we don't see. So there's always those guys that you see that perform in front of when the lights are on. I'll give you an example. Remember years ago, Chris Warren Jr.
Yep, man.
He looked great for us.
He did.
But man, the first set of cuts, he was going like a scalded dog, and we've never seen him again.
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Regis, bro.
We thought he was the next one up.
Yeah, man. I'm Graph even put him in the song. He said, Regis.
Right.
Yeah,
Regis. I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You get a Pilgin just for fun. He says you get a chance to see the tape on Charles Grant. Who looks ahead of the curve. Just needs some polishing up, and we got ourselves a steal. I agree. He's not ready yet, but yeah, he's gonna be nice.
It's just
one guy
like
that's a little light in the ass. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Man. He need to get some of like what Kwame Brown used to say, "Mama's cooking."
Yep.
Get some mama's cooking, man. Get a little, go get a little blood spinning, little GH.
Yep. Hey.
Get a little DeBrickashaw Ferguson jumping off. He reminds me of DeBrickashaw Ferguson. His frame.
Wears the same number too. Didn't he wear the number 60?
Yeah. He reminds me of DeBrickashaw, man. He needs to just put on about 18 to 20 pounds of lean muscle.
Yep.
Go get that in a jar somewhere.
Yep, there you go.
It takes some men of order. It's all natural, no steroids. Take some men of order, man. Go on over there, get you some Apex.
Hey, I'm still on it, bro. I've been on it for about almost a year and a half now. Hey,
and look at the strides. How much have you taken off since you've been on Apex?
50 pounds, and then it changed it up. Like body composition wise, I put on a lot of muscle. I'm like out there bench pressing the houses right now. So, but I gotta slim up a little bit more, man. I gotta tighten up the diet again. But I kept that 50 down, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, 50. But I want to lose another 50, man. But that diet,
I lost so much muscle mass in the last 3 years. I got to get it back because I might have to whip on somebody's ass. Then my daughters are getting older. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that I'm still mobile, agile, and hostile, right?
Hey, man, you got to, man. You got another daughter heading over too, so
yeah, man.
You have to, bro, man. But that's it, bro. That's it. Oh. Real quick, Dylan Lobby and Tommy Malott. I think they're on the fringe. I think those are that's 53 and 54 right now, to be honest with you. I think special teams wise, they're kind of they're on the fringe.
Definitely makes it.
I think he's going to be a special teams guy. But the dilemma is, what do you do with Tommy Malott? You let him go to the practice squad?
I mean, because listen, the thing is, look, you need 2 kick returns, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think you're going to have a whole bunch of people raising their hand to bring Tommy Malott on 18. He's a guy you can stash away and bring up as needed.
That's fair. Yeah, it's one guy that I would like to develop and see what he can bring to the table in a couple of years. Hopefully he doesn't get snagged off that practice squad. But we'll see. I think he probably will be on the practice squad if he had to choose one of the two. Lobby's definitely making the squad.
He does too much, man. He does too much, man. And that's the thing, man. His skill set is so vast. He's like a Swiss Army knife. You can line the guy up out wide. You can put him in the backfield. He's a terrific special teamer. He's returning kicks. He added value to his career. And once you do that, that's it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. All right, man. That's about it. Wasted, bro. Thanks for popping in, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, you want to plug anything?
I mean, hey guys, listen, man. You guys know what it is, man. Raider Nation Unlimited, featuring Wasted Talent. At Wasted Talent Raiders on X and on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me over there, I need the socials to go up a little bit more. So I appreciate it. And guys, listen, the audio pod, we've gotten that figured out. That is going to be on there. And I just want to share a little something with all of you. Today, I was speaking with the people who gave us the deal with the audio pod. Guys, it's imperative. Once the audio pod gets rolling on Apple and on Spotify and stuff like that, I need for you guys, even if you listen to me on YouTube, to go and download that pod. We need to show them the power to Wasted Talent Army. Is an imperative. Because listen, I'm going to be honest with you. If this pod goes, it's going to turn into something that you guys don't understand. It's going to turn into something really, really big. There's stuff I can't really speak about. But when we talk about getting people in that media space that can actually represent this team the right way, that audio pod has a lot to do with that. Please, once I start uploading, going over there and download it as much as you can. Spread that thing out to all social media. And listen, trust me, it'll be a great thing for the nation, guys.
Man, hey, I'm ready for it, man. So you said it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yes, sir.
Where you listen. Yeah, guys, you heard it, man. Apple Podcasts. Spread that thing out, man. Come on. Shout out to Isaiah R, man.
Watch your effing mouth, man.
Spread that thing out. I got to get off this show. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. There you go, man. Hey, but shout out to 213 in the building. I appreciate you guys. If this is your first time here, you guys already know what to do. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks, and become a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet. Welcome aboard in advance, man. I appreciate you guys. Hey, hate to leave you guys hanging, 213, man. We're about to get out of here. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys Friday for the game preview, and we're going to talk about some Camp Bubble guys on Friday, man. But until then, you guys be safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Your light illuminates their imperfections, hence their attempts to dull your shine. Light 'em up.
My name and flowers grew right out the brown soil. My vision's clear as glass, the robe is purple satin plus the crown's royal. Allow me to give you a demonstration. Holding your breath, waiting for me to fail only brings hyperventilation. See, I'm a soldier that's ready for any situation. So me and life double dated my trials and tribulations. Won't be remembered for not speaking out. I Google map my whole approach, so I chose not to take the peaceful route. I promise I can't make this shit up. I shed a tear, then used the mic stand to hold my chin up. They plot and strategize on different ways to make me give up. That's easier said than done, like a woman that's 9 months pregnant doing sit-ups. Yeah, I read the book of life, defeat was never in my story. Just brutal fights on the battlefield is bloody and gory. Showing off is a fool's idea of glory. Call me foolish, then in the clutch I make them drop like I was Robert Ory. See, in this world you gotta sink or swim. Boy, I'm a legend, when I die my presence never will be felt again. This greatness rare, but see I kept it in. Isolation and the demons, guardian angels been my only friend. I've been at war with myself in silence. Had a mental malfunction, forced to go into hiding. For
I hope
powerless
you
like
watch it right now, because then you're gonna understand. Whoever get in my way, I'm a dog walk that